I'd like to spend a few minutes and talk about revolution in the making, which seems to be slowly at first and then all at once. Revolutions typically don't happen all at once. They happen very slowly over an extended period of time, and then seem to happen all at once, and a lot of people seem like they're caught off guard and wonder how'd this happen. Um, it's a lot like companies going out of business. It typically happens very slowly over an extended period of time, and then poof, overnight they seem to have gone out of business. What's really interesting about this perspective is that it was taken directly from a correspondence by Benjamin Franklin from May of 1771. And it's just, the parallels are amazing. So they begin with England appointing needy appointees to govern the colonies. And because, people that aren't needy aren't likely to leave England and go to the colonies, because if they're already doing well in England, why not stay there? And then, so they're needy appointees, and they act with rapacity, pride, and insolence, and they present odious behavior in governing the people. That odious behavior results in them being hated, and they perceive that hated, so they act with malice, and end up deceiving the government in England, who ends up rewarding them, which further promotes their pride and insolence and more odious behavior. And we have a very vicious reinforcing loop that can't be taking things in a direction that's enjoyable by anything except maybe those officers in charge. And what that then leads to is that officer hatred promotes violence, which promotes oppression, which ensures that those in charge abolish the rights of the people, then requiring forced submission, and the forced submission brings with it an expense. To pay for the expense, they levy taxes, which creates a greater dislike for Britain and even more violence. So we have another vicious reinforcing loop, taking things in a direction which sooner or later violence is going to lead to revolution. Once the people have suffered sufficient oppression, they will finally revolt and say enough is enough. And that's what happened. And the picture at the beginning was a take on the Boston Tea Party. So the seeds of revolution are typically planted over an extended period of time. And as I said, one should consider that it happens very slowly, even though it would be obvious to anyone who actually connected all of the dots. They could see what's coming. Sooner or later, the revolution is inevitable. And an interesting point was that as I was developing this perspective, I got a note from Edith Thompson who said this perspective reads a lot like the U.S. Department of Justice investigation of the Ferguson, Missouri Police Department, which I thought was rather striking about history repeating itself. So Franklin's Correspondence is here, and you can read it to go ahead and see the parallels. I think it's rather amazing, and I look forward to your comments. Take care. Bye.